Hello guys, my name is Dylan. Welcome back to another video. In this one, we're taking a look at two different types of word classes. We're looking at prepositions and determiners. Let's see how these questions come up in SATs papers and the ways we can answer those questions. So, we see this a lot. What is the word class? So we're given a sentence with some underlined words and we need to pick the actual word class itself. So we've got a choice here between adverbs, determiners, prepositions and adjectives. Let's take a read. He painted a beautiful mural, mural on the wall of an old city building. Now, the answer to this question is that these are all determiners. Now, the question says tick one. And now, how do you know it's a determiner? Well, let's find out what a determiner actually is. What a determiner does is it sits before a noun or a noun phrase to determine the noun itself. It could show us which noun we're talking about. It could show us how many of that noun we have. The best way to do this is to show you the example in the question. A beautiful mural. Mural is the noun. Beautiful mural is with an adjective. So part of this noun phrase, a beautiful mural, is the determiner here, a beautiful mural. We could say one beautiful mural. We could say the beautiful mural. All of these are determiners before a noun or a noun phrase to actually determine the noun itself. So we can see here the wall being the noun, and city building being the noun here. Yes, there's an adjective before it, but that doesn't matter. We still whack the determiner before that as well. A, the, an. These are all called articles, which is a posh name for the type of determiner that we've got here. But it's just what we need to know is that they are, in fact, determiners. So let's look at some types of questions that use determiners. Circle two determiners in the sentence below. We see this question a lot where you've got to circle. The thing to be aware of is, does it give you how many to find? I need to find two determiners. And the hint for finding determiners is to look for nouns. So in an hour, well, hour is a noun. It's an object. Yeah, it's a period of time, but it's still a noun. It's still a thing. So looking before that, I can find straight away an. And if we see an or a or the, we're pretty sure they're determiners. We will be getting on our train. We will be getting on our train. You might be thinking, oh, I'm not too sure here. I can see a pronoun and a verb. Okay, well, look for the noun. That's what we just said is the best way to do this. Train is a noun here. And so the determiner in this sentence will be the word before it. Our train. It's not any train. It's not the train. It's not a train. We'll be getting our train. Now this here is a determiner. It's determining whose train it is. So you might be thinking, is there a link here between pronouns and possessive pronouns? Yes. Words that are the same can be in two different word classes. But in the context of this sentence, the two determiners are an hour, because hour is a noun, and our train, because train is a noun. Let's try another one. Circle the three determiners. It's the same type of question, but you might be in a bit of a rut in the test, worried about something, and you just think, I'm going to do two again. No. This one says three, so I want to see three determiners in the sentence below. The black kitten licked its paws and curled itself up into a tight ball. Okay, well, straight away, I'm starting to get a hang of what determiners are. I can see A is definitely a determiner, and I also remember you saying about the. Let's just double check those. A tight ball, yes, we're determining what kind of ball. Doesn't matter, there's an adjective in front. Ball is the noun. The black kitten, again, kitten is noun, has an adjective in front, but that doesn't matter. So they look good. Licked its paws and curled itself up. This might be where you're, again, a bit stuck. These aren't the traditional a, the, an. Well, look for a noun. Paws are nouns. And what's determining whose paws we're talking about? It's the word its. So when looking for determiners, look for nouns, then look before it. Circle all the determiners. It's like we've come full circle here. Get it? Circle. Because in this one, this is a classic question type where they don't even tell you how many you're looking for. So you need to be really careful. You can't just get to two and be like, well, I found them. The question said find two, so that's it. This says circle all of them. So you need to be sure you found everything. Two apple trees screened the open windows on one side. Okay, well, let's just take a look then, because we're introducing a type of determiner we've spoken about, but haven't actually found yet. Let's look for nouns. That was our technique. Apple trees. So really, based on our rule of how to find determiners, we should be circling the word two. And you would be correct, because this is determining how many of the nouns we have. We can have a quantifier. In this case, it's two. That is a determiner. We can move on. Screened the open windows. Okay, windows is a noun. Before it is an adjective to describe it, so we can skip that, which means we go back to the. Aha, that's an article. We've got really good at finding those from the first few questions, so we can circle the. And at this point, you might be thinking, well, I found two. It sounds like that's enough, right? No, you need to check every single word. Side here is a noun. Or which side? Well, how many sides? One of them. On one side. So this sentence had 3 determiners. Well done if you managed to find them. Remember the key, find the noun, go from there. Next up, tick 3 boxes that show the determiners in the sentence below. Very much the same as what we've just been practicing, but just read the question carefully. This time we're ticking boxes. I want 3 of them. So I know how many, and I'm ticking. Do you have enough flour to make some biscuits and a cake? Well, straight away, let's tick A for cake. Now, biscuits is a noun, so I'm not going to tick that box. But because it's a noun, before it, the word some quantifies how many. So that has a determiner. Let's tick it. Now we have enough and flour. Well, flour here is a noun, so it's not that. Have, that's a verb. That's like a being word. Like, do you have this? So it's not this either. So using deduction, we're just left with enough. And you might be able to work out, hopefully, that enough is a determiner because it's determining the flour. It comes before the noun, enough flour. Several bags of flour. We can replace it with different determiners and it still makes sense. So here's another way this question might be shown in the test. It's to match things up. So in this case, we see this question a lot when it comes to determiners. We have the classic 3, a, the, and an. What sentence do they go into? Now, what we need to think about here is when we use the determiner the, we are talking about a specific thing. When we use the determiner a or an, we're talking about any of them, a generic thing. A cup. Go and grab a cup. That could be any of the cups in the cupboard. Go and grab the cup. Okay, I'm talking about a specific cup. So when we're trying to match up these answers, we're thinking about specificity. So let's take a look here. At the owl, I'd seen the end already. At the zoo, we saw owl. Now, could we be specific with that? Yes, no, I'm not sure. Let's keep reading. There was also cute baby penguin. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, no, lovely baby penguin. I thought it was best day ever. Okay, so for the first few, you could say we saw the owl, but you could also say we saw an owl. For the next one, you could say a cute baby penguin, or you could say the cute baby penguin. We don't know, but here's what we do know. The must go to this bottom one. I thought it was a best day ever. No, we can't have more than one best day ever. It's very specific. So this must be the. And once we've managed to put the in the right sentence, I'd always start with that. We're left with a or an. And the only difference between a or an is the vowel sound in the word after a or an. So for example, owl would be an because it starts with a vowel sound of an ow with an O there. And there was also a cute baby because it's a consonant sound. So trick to answering these questions, place the first, then look at the vowels for a or an. That's what I do. In the sentence below, what word class is before? Well, we've been learning all about determiners so far. So should I... Oh, wait. Determiner isn't there. Wait, article. I remember, Dylan, you said that article is typed of determiner. Yeah, cool. I'm trying to trick you a bit. Because if you clicked on this video, you probably know we're not just looking at determiners. We are looking also at prepositions. This is a preposition. Make sure that you come back home before 6. It's a position word. Before is telling us the position of something in time. Before 6 o'clock. So in this case, the preposition is before, so we tick preposition. So when we're trying to find prepositions, here's an example of a question. Circle all 3 prepositions in the sentence below. Well, we'd be going through this and we'd be thinking which words clarify when something is happening in position or where something is. So let's take a look. After the game, boom, after. It's a position in time. After the game, Omar and Alicia walked home with their grandparents who lived across the road. Nice. Cool. So I've got all of my prepositions. That's done. No. What does it say in the sentence? Circle 3 prepositions. So we need to go through it again. After, that's preposition after the game. Omar is a noun and Alicia conjunction noun. So it's not this. We can start labeling if it helps us. The game, this is a determiner and this is a noun. Walked is a verb. Home is a noun. With. With. That's saying who they're with. They're positioned next to their grandparents. So in this case, there would be a possessive pronoun. Grandparents would be a noun. Who would be a relative pronoun. Lived is a verb. That is a determiner. Road is a noun. So we can go through. If we're really confident with our noun, with our word classes, we can actually label them all. And we're left with with. With must be the final preposition here, telling us the position of Omar and Alicia, where they are in the context with their grandparents. They are with their grandparents. They are next to their grandparents. They are above their grandparents if they were flying. So just be really careful. Don't think because you found some you're free and you're ready to go off. 2 wasn't enough. We had to find 3. And there's a technique to try and narrow things down. Circle all the prepositions. Here we are again. All of them. We don't know how many. Let's take a look through. He, this case, is a pronoun. Walked is a verb. So again, if you're confident, you can start doing this to deduct answers. Through, yes, okay, this is a preposition. It's telling us where we are walking. Okay, it's modifying this here. It's through. That can be used as a preposition. Lovely. He walked through. The is a determiner. Doorway is a noun. And is a conjunction. Sat is a verb. Behind, yes. This gives us a position too. The is a determiner and desk is a noun. Through confidence that we can build, through learning what all the word classes are, even if we're unsure on what a preposition is, through deduction, we've managed to get to our 2 that we've got here. And when the question says circle all, it's important to check every single word. That's for sure. We can also get questions like this where we still got to tick, but it's slightly different to one we saw earlier where we had one sentence and just had to tick the words. We've got multiple sentences here, so it means we're going to have to actually read through a lot more to get the mark. Which 2 sentences contain a preposition? Kelly wrote a poem on Tuesday night. She worked very hard all evening. Her mum read the poem before school. Kelly's mum said it was excellent. Kelly really enjoyed writing her poem. So reading through these, if you're, again, unsure, you can start to use deduction. Kelly is a noun, wrote is a verb, a is a determiner, poem is a noun, on. Now this should pique your interest because on is a preposition. It's telling us the position of something in time, which still counts. So on is a preposition on Tuesday night, after Tuesday night, before Tuesday night. We can replace it with other prepositions and it will still work. She worked very hard all evening. No preposition in there. Her mum read the poem before school. I just mentioned about time preposition. Before school, during school, after school. This tells us the position of something in time. It works. Let's just double check even though we've got 2. Kelly's mum said it was excellent. No prepositions in there. Kelly really enjoyed writing the poem. Fantastic. That shows us that if we're confident with the rest not having prepositions, we were right in the first place with the first 2. So here in this case, I saw this come up quite a lot as well actually, which I think is useful to look at. I want you to pick a preposition. It's like Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. It's almost like a little tongue twister. I want you to pick a preposition that you think could complete both sentences. So I want one word from here that you think could go into both of those gaps to make 2 new sentences. Let's take a look. The boy took a sandwich, his lunchbox. Let's read through them all. The boy took a sandwich with his lunchbox. The boy took a sandwich beside his lunchbox. The boy took a sandwich near his lunchbox. The boy took a sandwich from his lunchbox. Now, I would say, reading those out, from is the best fit. I'm going to go to the next sentence and make sure, though. The postcard was from my uncle. Okay, look. From definitely works. I'm just going to check the others. The postcard was with my uncle, I guess. But is that the best fit here for took a sandwich with his lunchbox? That doesn't make any sense. The postcard was beside my uncle. The boy took a sandwich beside his lunchbox. That, again, it just doesn't quite work. The boy took a sandwich near his lunchbox. The postcard was near my uncle. I mean, you could kind of make those sentences work, I guess. But look, by far the best option here is from. The postcard was from my uncle because he sent it. The boy took a sandwich from his lunchbox because it was inside of his lunchbox. From is the absolute best answer there. I hope you found it useful going over those 2 types of word classes. Let me know in the comments down below, in this sentence, what is the preposition and what is the determiner? And also, why not let us know in the comments what you want to see us filming more videos of in the future? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time for another video.